Welcome back to Gili Meno. After yesterday's trying adventure trying to get here, I thought I'd go down to the beach this morning and see if I can spot a sunrise. I really love a good sunrise, and I think the ones here should be pretty good, a little bit different to what I'm used to, because I'm thinking I should be able to get a glimpse of Gunung Rinjani, which is, I think, about 3,800 metres tall, the big volcano that dominates the whole island of Lombok. If you haven't seen my previous video, which is about the adventure getting here, I'll put a link in the description below, because that's fairly interesting as well. And it could be sort of indicative of what you might go through to get here if you want to come to Gili Meno. And of course, it'll give you some tips on how to do it better than I did. Let's get stuck into the day. One of the things when you're on island time is that you generally don't have a choice on when you wake up. These roosters make sure that you wake up when they want you to wake up, and you always have a rogue one. So these started going off at, I think, about 5:30, which is okay by me. But there's a few rogues there through the night that'll sort of go off a couple of times, and it's like, ugh. So I actually I slept with the earplugs in last night, which was fine. I don't mind doing that. I've done that plenty of times before, just so I didn't get woken up periodically by those roosters. And then, and of course at 5:30 I was ready to wake up anyway, so I just got up with the sound of the roosters crowing in the background, and there was plenty of them. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm a big fan of coconut groves, and this is an unreal one. Plantation, so someone's gone on and planted all those, and I guess they're harvesting those coconuts, but isn't that beautiful? Like, I've got to get a little selfie there. Look at that. I love that. I love it. Beautiful time of day to be out and about as well. Most people are still in bed, which is understandable. You know, I used to be a sort of a late riser. I used to go to bed late at night, wake up late. I was always doing something late at night. But when I started exercising a little bit more seriously, and running most mornings, my body got into this cycle of waking up early, burning a lot of energy, and then wanting to go to bed early. I found it difficult to actually stay awake, no matter if I was occupied or not. I guess my rough plan today is try and avoid as much as I can the heat of the day. I mean, it's unavoidable in some ways because I can't do everything I want to do, you know, in the cooler parts of the day. At the moment, it's typical 27 degrees. It feels quite cool, actually. Like, once you get used to the heat in Bali, 27 degrees feels nice. Getting out of this time of day is really nice. And I guess by about 9 o'clock, I'd want to get back to the room, maybe even 8 o'clock. Get back to the room, have some brekkie, relax for a few hours, put the AC on. I might come down to the beach, have a swim, and then head back to the room, have a couple of drinks, and then head out a little bit later and explore the island a little bit more. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get done though. It's difficult, you know. You get to these islands, you have all these plans, and all of a sudden morning turns into evening, and then you're thinking, where did the day go? But anyway, I'm at the beach now. It's actually really close to any hotel here in Gili Meno. All hotels are close to the beach, so you don't even really need to book a beachfront hotel. You just book anything, and the beach is within probably 100 metres. And I can indeed see Gunung Rinjani, which is interesting. I'll show you this. It's beautiful. So Gunung Rinjani is that one there. Yeah, it's a multi-peaked mountain, and once upon a time it was a much taller mountain. The top exploded off it, and now in the middle of it there's a new volcano growing out the middle of it called, I think it's called Sagara Anak, something like that. It's a child of the previous Rinjani. And then you've got the normal mountain range over there of Lombok. And that island straight in front, I'm not sure if it's too visible, but the island straight in front of the camera with a few lights there is Gili Air. I don't know how people pronounce Gili Air. In Indonesian, A-I-R is air, which means water. which is probably how it should be pronounced, but I'm pretty sure most people say Gili Air, as in like the air. So I don't know. I say air, but I don't know if that's correct or not. Yeah, pretty beautiful down here. I might just see if I can find a spot to sit down and enjoy this. There's a guy down here, he's building a boat, I think. It looks pretty cool. He's just set up shop on the beach and building his own boat. How cool is that? It's got like a metal hull to it. I don't know if that's just like sheeting. It looks like just sheeting, but it's a wooden boat, which is so cool. You can see that metal, that sheeting on the side there. Pretty big job though. It's like some dude just building his own boat. That's a big boat too. It's like one of these projects you get when you retire and you spend the rest of your life trying to complete it. So Gili Meno has a road around the outside. I think it's about 5 kilometres or something like that. When I say road, that's what we're talking about. A sandy strip. And along here, you could probably ride a bicycle. You might get bogged a little bit in the thicker sand. You can certainly run along it. You can wear thongs or do bare feet, or you can even get a horse coming along here every now and then. There's a nice little path around here. I'm going to try and walk most of it. I don't know if I'll walk the whole lot. We'll see how we go, see how hot it gets before I get fed up and see what's here. Oh, this is a nice little hotel. They're calling this one a beach club. There's a nice little restaurant down the front, and then the rooms are modern style. AC and all that sort of stuff. Like Gili Meno has modernised over the years. It's not just wooden shacks anymore, but it's still got a good feel about it. A bit like Lembongan. These places have modernised, but they're still pretty rustic and island style. They've got a price list here for snorkeling. They can take you out by boat for 2 hours for 2 people, 450,000. Well, that sounds like pretty good value. Get a boat out there and cruise around for a while and see what's on offer under the water. They've also got these shuttle services, so you can basically go from here via boat and car to a lot of different places. For example, if you want to go to Sanur from here, they'll charge you 400,000 per person, and that includes your boat and your transfer at the other end, which is like, it's pretty reasonable as well. It's a long way, and it's probably almost an all-day adventure. A bit faster than what we had yesterday, but yeah, still quite a long journey. So 400,000, that's pretty reasonable. A lot of these things you can negotiate. Sometimes you can get them cheaper than that. There is a bit of flexibility, but your ability to negotiate is really determined by how patient you are, how much you really need the service that you're trying to get, and how willing the seller is, or how desperate the seller is. So sometimes they've got no business, they'll give you a good price, but if they're busy, well, you've got no chance. So I'm just down at the harbour now. This is the boat harbour that we arrived at yesterday, and it's the one that comes across from, if you know, Bangsal. And it's a pretty advanced harbour. It's a lot better than what you get in Nusa Lembongan, where there is no harbour per se. This is a big concrete structure that goes right out into the water. It gets quite deep. There is an enormous amount of fish in there. There's smaller fish down there. A couple of guys fishing. I'm not sure if they're getting anything in there. Berhasil nggak? Berhasil? Not yet. Hasn't been successful yet, but he's giving it a go. And that's what matters when you go fishing. You never guarantee success. Oh, I can see jumping fish and stuff out there. Nice time of day to go fishing though. Imagine living this life. Just the number of schooled fish down there is incredible. Nothing that you're going to be eating though. That guy goes popping a wheelie along the harbour.
Yeah.
So I think there's no motorised vehicles on this island, but they've got these electric motorbikes. They make no noise. It's just popping a wheelie down the harbour. I mean, you lose control of that and you're in the water. You're in. You get a few cheeky people around actually. Sort of noticed on a lot of these islands, people are a lot more, a lot less stiff. You know what I mean? I was going to say relaxed, but it's not really relaxed. That's not the word I was looking for. I mean, they are relaxed as well, but it's just this lack of stiffness. People don't have as many inhibitions, and they're a little. You can clown around a little bit, and it's okay. It's pretty funny. I'm surprised by that. I didn't realise that. They have an ATM here. It's one of the biggest banks in Indonesia. Has got their ATM here. Well, that's good to know, because a lot of the times on these islands there is no ATM facilities. One of the problems is sometimes, even if there is an ATM, it's down or it's out of cash. So it's best to come here with enough cash to cover you at least for half your journey. And then if you need to go and get cash later, you can probably zip in there. I've made it down to the southeastern end of the island now, and down here I'm noticing a lot of sort of these gazebo things, which I'm sure you can rent out and get drinks and food delivered to. It's sort of a, I don't know, it's just a lot of people sweeping up the beach and taking a lot of care of the surrounding area, which is really nice to see that if you've got customers down here, they're going to really look after you. As I get towards the southern end of the island, starting to get a little bit warmer. The sun's a little bit higher in the sky. You know, I've warmed my body up a little bit by walking over 1 kilometre, and if I get too far away from my hotel, I'm gonna have to walk back. But I'm sort of in it for the long haul, I think. I really like it. I'm enjoying the walk anyway. It's quiet as. I haven't seen any. I saw one other foreigner, someone that was running. They were doing a run around the island. But aside from that, I haven't seen anyone else, which is a little bit unsurprising. People like to sleep in. But it's a beautiful time of day to be out and about, in my view. And if you're down in Sanur, for example, you're going to be along that beachfront path. If you're in Gili Meno, you're going to be walking around this island, or at least part of it, because it's beautiful. Around this southern end, the beach path sort of thins out a bit, and then the ocean gets a little bit more rough. You can see the waves coming in there, and I'm assuming that's sort of no coincidence. People probably prefer to be in those calmer waters so they can go for a little dip and snorkel and that sort of thing. And around here with those waves, and it looks quite rocky. I'm assuming there's sort of coral shards poking out of the ocean as well. People aren't so keen to come down here, and you can see a busted up old bar there that just didn't succeed. I mean, if you had enough customers in general on Gili Meno, maybe, but it's so quiet anyway that people are going to obviously congregate to the best beaches. There's even an old overgrown pool there. Look at that. That's really creepy. Oh, really creepy. Someone put all that time and effort and money into a little project like that, and now it's overgrown and nature's taken its course. It's a bit sad, really, isn't it? Like, creepy, but sad. As you just get around that southern tip of the island, you get a fantastic view across Lombok, and then over there along, so if you look along the coast, you get to Gili Trawangan, and behind that is Gunung Agung. It's a little bit hard to see, but basically somewhere around there is Gunung Agung, peeking up above the top of Gili Trawangan. It's a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. I know why so many people like to come here, mainly Gili Trawangan, to be honest, but it's a little bit sad that with so many visitors to Bali in general, that there aren't more people coming to some of these islands like Gili Meno and Nusa Lembongan. Like that's an easy one to get to, like real easy. I'm a bit surprised with that not so many people go there. I suppose when you think about it, it's the hassle factor, really, isn't it? I mean, this is my first time to this place as well. I've been coming to Bali for a very long time, as most of you have as well, and we sort of say, oh, it's just a bit of a hassle. It's not really a hassle, but there is some effort involved, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things that just easier just to stay in Sanur, or just stay and go to Ubud or something like that. But if you do get the chance, and you've got a little bit of time, you've got to come here. It's not that hard to get here. It's only a slight hassle. We've now reached the western side of the island. It's a bit rocky, this sort of coastline here. And across there is Gili Trawangan. It looks much, much more built up. I mean, we've heard that, haven't we, that Gili Trawangan is sort of the party island. And it seems that it's extremely popular as well. And it's a bit of a heaven for those sorts of people that want to go there and just kick off and go wild. You know, a bit like one of those places in Thailand that people go to full moon parties and stuff. It's that sort of place. Not my scene, but if you're into that, that's certainly worth a look. And I guess even if you know, are sort of in the area, you might want to go over there for a couple of days just to check it out to see whether any of the negative stuff you've heard is true. And you might find some positives in there as well, which is sometimes the case, isn't it? You know, you get to a place and you go, oh, it's actually pretty good. I'm actually going to take a shortcut down this little road here. So I'm going to head back to my hotel because I get breakfast included in that hotel. So go down there, have a bite to eat because I'm getting starving. Especially after yesterday. I didn't eat much at all yesterday, so I had a small dinner. So I might go and feast on brekkie and then come back out to the same area and see what else is out here. It's pretty interesting. I've actually started to see a few more visitors to the island getting out and about, and you know, just going for a walk because there's not a heap else to do. Yeah, that's nice to see that there is at least some, you know, some customers here. I actually wouldn't mind coming back here for lunch, so I sort of might do that because there was a little restaurant back there that looked pretty cool. It was called Two Brothers, and I wouldn't mind trying that out. I've seen a few of these giant snails around the place. Look at these. That there is a massive snail. Getting into sort of a little bit more village life down here. People doing the sweeping, doing the washing, going about their daily activities. Oh, hello. What are you? Oh, hello. Oh, you're cute. I would take you home if I could. Nice little calico. Where did you come from? You've come from over the fence, haven't you? Oh, I love cats. So cute. Oh, I've stumbled on the local mosque and it's a beauty. Look at that. That is such a beautiful mosque. I mean, it's solid wood. I don't think I've seen a mosque so beautiful in my whole life. I might come down here later and see if I can come inside. Probably can. Just have a look around. That's magnificent. In fact, I might try and get in there now. There's someone here, so I should be okay. I'll ask first. I don't want to sort of commit any sort of faux pas or anything like that. I just asked the guy here, he's doing vacuuming. He's just allowed me to come in and have a look. And it's absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Wow, amazing structure. Ini cantik banget, Pak. Ini bagus banget. Masjid ini bagus banget. Kayu jati ya, kayak gitu.
Ini semua dari kayu jati, wax.
Dari mana kayunya?
Jawa.
Jawa, dari Jawa. Wow, amazing. Terima kasih, Pak. Bapak. Ya. Wow, amazing. So all this wood is teak that's come from the island of Java. They've had to ship it all across here, and it's wow. I'm impressed. That is a very cool little object here. That's obviously very important for the locals, but even as a visitor, a place that you might want to come and just have a look at because it's very interesting. I love it. Great design too. The sort of town's sort of coming alive now, and people coming past on bikes and people sweeping. This is the real heart of the residential area. It's quite interesting to see actually. It's a different, I'm guessing because of the difficulty and the expense of getting construction materials across here. You find that there's a lot of wooden houses here as well, or half wooden, half concrete houses here, which you generally don't see that so much anymore in many parts of Indonesia. But I guess on an island it gets very expensive to ship across loads and loads of cement. Nama saya Adam ya.
Nama saya Helmi, dipanggil Acu.
Acu.
Nickname Acu.
Acu is from Lombok.
From
yeah.
Lombok.
Yeah.
Gunung Sari, Sesela Desa.
Jadi udah berapa lama tinggal di Gili Meno?
Saya di Gili Meno, Mr. Adam, sebelum lampu listrik sudah masuk, saya sudah di sini.
Wow, so he's been here since before the electricity was put on here. Dan listrik ini udah berapa lama ada di sini?
Masuknya kalau nggak salah tahun 2000.
Wow, udah lama di sini, Pak.
Kita tinggalin 2 bulan, 3 bulan di rumah.
Ya,
Kalau
ya,
habis
ya,
baru
ya.
kesini
Sering
lagi.
pulang,
Ya,
sering pulang.
sering pulang sih. Monoton lah gitu kan. Terlalu banyak di sini.
Ya, makasih Pak, makasih.
Sama-sama, Mr.
Yeah.
Adam.
It's now a bit later in the day, and I've come out with the sun right overhead just to check out what's happening around the island. My guess is going to be a little bit sleepy. I've been told there's a lake here, which is, well, I mean, worth seeing. Of course, I followed Google Maps down here and it was completely wrong. It's led me into a fence. So I've got to skirt around this fence now and try to find a way across this, well, I was going to say field, but I mean, it's like that. It's not a field, it's an unused piece of land. Oh, that's pretty cool. Got a horse. Pretty cute too. It's in pretty good shape. Yeah, it's getting a bit excited. Well, I found the lake. They got a little boardwalk up here too. Looks quite nice and quite modern actually. Oh, part of the boardwalk's in the lake, so maybe not brilliant all the way. But this area is really sort of modern and new. And oh, it's pretty cool. Look at that. That is pretty good. It's a much bigger lake than I thought. I've been told it's a saltwater lake, which is a little bit weird. I don't know how it becomes a saltwater lake, but anyway, that's what they're saying. Yeah, fantastic. Brilliant. Oh, it's a little bit, it's a bit How's Your Father there. I don't know if I'm going to be going on that. That looks like that has already half collapsed. If I step on any of those, I reckon you're a good chance of going in. That is not happening. Oh, well, I'll go the other way. It says Selamat datang di Danau Gili Meno. Welcome to Gili Meno Lake. I'm not sure about the path along here. I just saw a kid run along it, so it couldn't be too bad, could it? Oh, they've started replacing some of the planks. You can see some of the more modern planks there. There's some loose ones. And there's some nails. There's some nails sticking up. But, I don't know. This is the direction I want to go anyway, because this sort of leads across to the beach. I just need to be careful I don't fall into the lake or through the, you know, through the planks. Whoosh. Yeah, that's not great. Come to the best section of this dodgy walk. I mean, that is just, that's bad. It's not very stable. Oh, yeah, really bad. I mean, it's just very sad, really. All right, so we're seeing the beach at the full light of the day and it's just unreal. Look at the color of it. Isn't that just a sensational color that just sort of invites you to dive in there and go for a dip? I'm very tempted. That's actually Gili Trawangan across there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The sort of beach bars you end up in are these sorts of ones, you know, like real island style. This has got a bit of a reggae vibe to it. They got the reggae music on and the guys are really relaxed and chilled. I'm just going to get a cold drink here. They've got a few different things on offer. They've got coconuts as well, but they're not cold and I need something cold. They've got a little medical centre here, look at that one. Emergency care, pharmacy, lab. If you've got an emergency evacuation that you need to get organised because you've broken your leg, they'll be able to sort that out for you. Probably, I'd say they put you on a boat and get you off to probably Lombok, I'd say, because that's probably where you're going to find pretty good care. In places like Mataram and that sort of stuff, they've got big modern hospitals with modern facilities and x-rays and all that sort of stuff. Here I reckon it might be a little bit more limited. So this is the west side of the island. It's the island that's facing Gili Trawangan, and it's actually got, oh, it's got like little hotels, guest houses, restaurants everywhere. Look at that stark white chairs out in the boiling sun there. So it's sort of I sort of feel that maybe there's even more of this sort of hotel restaurant thing going on this side of the island than the east side of the island, which was the one that I was at earlier today. It's interesting. I really like it. I mean, that sort of place is like ultra modern. I don't know how much you're charging for something like that. I mean, it'll be cheap. It'll be more expensive than what I'm paying, that's for sure, because I'm only paying $300,000 a night. Because I'm so hot, I'm just going to walk along the water a little bit because it's yeah, just soothe the feet. My feet are boiling. Like, it's so hot here. Got up a bit of a sweat. Get a little bit more pace along this hard sand as well, rather than that soft sand path. Oh, beautiful. The water's a lot warmer than I expected. It's really warm. I reckon I could get done here. The weather's changing quite rapidly. Over there on Lombok, there's big storms and the thunder is rumbling throughout the air. And it's moving quite quickly in this direction. But I wanted to head down to the boat dock because I've been told I can get a boat ticket down there. Well, probably at a better price. I don't know if that's the case, but apparently that's where I should go for my boat ticket. And it should cost about 400,000 for a boat, plus my transport back to Sanur, all in one. So I don't have to stuff around at the other end trying to find a car and drive, it's all included. Now that's appealing, that is. So I'm going to try and see if I can do that down at the boat port or the harbour, which is not far down here. The only question is, am I going to get wet in the process? The weather looks positively nasty out there, but the good thing is I got my ticket for the boat and it cost $450. Well, this guy's...
Rhode Island.
No thanks, mate.
Down.
That guy's trying to sell me a ticket on a Chidomo, which is one of those horse-drawn cart things. But yeah, I paid $450 for that ticket. That includes a shuttle bus to Sanur. I'll get dropped off at the McDonald's there and then find my own way back home. But yeah, so I just bought that from the ticket office at the harbour. There are agents around town and you can buy stuff from them as well. That storm hasn't really hit us yet. It's not overhead, it's like bright blue sky above us. But it's gotten really windy, like really, so the wind's howling through the trees here, and I think it's gonna hit us. Like I can see the rain, a big wall of rain, which is sort of hitting Lombok at the moment. And if the wind's pushing this direction from there, I can only imagine that it's really gonna hit here hard. So I've got to make a beeline straight back to my room. Otherwise I'll get hit. I don't reckon that's far away either. And I've got about 1 kilometre to walk. Should be right. If I get wet, well, it doesn't really matter if you get wet, does it? You just go and have a shower and change clothes and you're fine. To be honest, we could do with the storm just to cool things down a bit. It's been so hot for the past 2 or 3 days. Just, yeah, unbearably hot at times. And having a storm come through will just cool things down nicely. Even just this big breeze coming through, it's just, I mean, it sort of feels like the temperature's dropped sort of 5, 6, 7 degrees. It feels like it. This is like sort of one of the main roads through the centre of the island, and you have a lot of guest houses that are not beachfront that are in these areas, and you have little bungalows like that one over there, and there's a new one being built here, and it's a nice place actually inside. When you're sort of in the centre of the island like this, which is where I'm staying, it's a lot cheaper and it's quite nice as well. It's a different island feel. It's not the beach vibe. Now if you want to go down to the beach, you obviously pay more, and you get that beachfront access, which is so sought after. So I guess that's part of the thing, isn't it? You've got to sort of decide why you're coming here, what you value. Also, if you're staying here only for a short time, you might sort of value the beach as well, so you don't have to walk a couple of 100 metres to the beach every day. But I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that storm's just about to hit, but I made it. Just got myself some snacks as well, just to keep me going in the afternoon, because I think I might get stuck inside and back at my accommodation now. And that'll just about wrap it up for me today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things Sanur. I'll catch you next time.